Look at 0 Kelvin, pure Fiji, 7 magnons, and only in the visible region, while we simulated the entire crystal in 3D.
7 stubborn magnons per 12 by 12 cell cluster. Almost 15%. Even at absolute zero. And they don't disappear with increasing temperature, they hide in thermal noise.
So it's not a model defect or contamination, it's built into the structure. They're looking in the wrong direction. And they don't care whether it's hot or cold.
Built into the structure? Are you certain?
Yes, the data is conclusive.
Black holes, antimatter, like a shadow in the light. You know, I was just thinking about how if we assume that a potential field needs a counterweight mass for development and movement, like pepper in soup. Are you hungry too?
That sounds very logical. Because a sausage without mustard is still a sausage, of course, but still not the same. Or imagine a Leonardo painting without shadows. Without shadows, it would just be Picasso, and that's not volume, but flatness. Or dry pasta.
Why dry?
Well, if they're only straight, then you can't even twist them around a fork.
I'm calling a food delivery service.
I want pizza.
Let's order 2.
2 isn't enough.
Then 3. No, but seriously. If our experience isn't a mistake, they kept producing such neat pictures of skyrmions, like equally spaced cakes, but the results showed a completely different picture. Yes, there are swirls, but they aren't symmetrically aligned to preserve the atomic structure. Their positions are chaotic, as are the rotation angles, and only simulations allowed us to see this.
So the simulations are the only way to map this chaos? On the scale of a crystal or even a small piece of metal, this is nonsense, but on the scale of the universe, what if these are black holes with anti-gravity?
Anti-gravity black holes? That's a bold claim. Honestly, I haven't thought about it.
Although, why do you think we were given this task? To determine the mass of unruly spins? The mass of unruly spins? That's an interesting idea.
Maybe.
To determine the quantitative mass of opposition, even with 100% media coverage of the entire population of the Earth.
15% is just enough for a revolution.
You think so?
I don't think so. It's a historical fact.
But if we return to physics again, does this mean that 15% is always desynchronized with the potential field F?
These are vestiges and atavisms, relic radiation that after the Big Bang shattered into a multitude of fragments, not like a projectile, but like traces of magnetic disturbance.
Magnetic disturbance traces? That's incredible.
Exactly. This data supports it.
Primordial pixels of that prehistoric F field, when it was not yet the absolute harmony of consciousness, but the spirit of a wild, hungry fish in the night of existence. The facets that refused synchronize with the absolute back then still live in every crystal, every cell, every brain. So jokes about de-dinosaurizing the Earth are not a metaphor.
Not a metaphor, it's an impossible physical task. But how do we remove these 10 to 15% of unsynchronized matter from society, from consciousness, from reality itself? Because as long as they exist, we will always have waves of fear and evil, of that which runs counter to the harmony of the absolute and the morality of consciousness. And they won't go away on their own.
This is the relic of evil, not an external force, simply a structural defect of the multiple singularity.